Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So we are from Group 1 of Material Development subject from PBI 1 class, and today we would like to deliver our presentation that talk about materials for the teaching of grammar. But first of all, we would like to introduce our member. So my name is Anissa Indah Parawangsa. I'm as the third speaker and also as the moderator. Then we have Arneta Yulistiani as the first speaker, and Arisha Febriani as the second speaker, and Dafa Sakila as the last speaker of this group. Okay, to shorten the time, let's begin their presentations. The first material will be delivered by Arneta Yulistiani.
Thank you for the chance, moderator. Hi everyone, my name is Arneta Yulistiani and I'm going to be talking about the role of grammar in English language teaching, or ELT. So, our topic for this presentation is about materials for the teaching of grammar. But before we discuss what materials are suitable for teaching grammar, I want you to know what is grammar and why is it important to learn. So, Larson Freeman defines grammar as rules of a language. Grammar is a system of meaningful structures and patterns that are governed by particular pragmatic constraints. In another definition of grammar by Crystal, expresses that grammar is the structural foundation of our ability to express ourselves. The more we are aware of how it works, the more we can monitor the meaning and effectiveness of the way we use language. It can help foster precision, detect ambiguity, and exploit the richness of expression available in English. Based on the experts' definitions of grammar, it can be concluded that grammar is rules of how words and their component parts are combined to make sentences. Language plays a vital role in communication, and grammar is the main essential element for any language, since the formation of sentences which primarily depend on the structure of its sentences. Without grammar, we cannot imagine a sentence. Therefore, grammar is needed for all languages in order to frame correct sentences. When grammar is proper, the sentences of the language make sense. Also, grammar helps the learners understand what makes sentences, paragraphs, short stories precise, and even long essays clear and interesting. Next, here are several roles of English grammar. First, grammar is the base of language. You cannot imagine language without grammar. The more you know grammar, the more you can have command over the language. So, grammar is the root and language is its fruit. Then, grammar studies the words, how they are used in sentences and how they change in different sentences. It gives you a thorough understanding of the parts of speech like noun, verb, adjective, adverb, preposition, etc., and how they are used in sentences. It helps you know their position and functions in sentence so that you can frame sentences flawlessly. Next, grammar helps you make the habit of thinking logically and clearly. Grammar helps you frame conditional clauses, affirmative, interrogative, and exclamatory sentences. On the other hand, it also helps you understand the semantics, which is the study of the meaning of a sentence. Let's take a look at this example. Fish is flying in the sky. If you carefully observe, the sentence is correct structurally, following all the rules of grammar. It's present continuous tense, right? But what about its meaning? Can fish fly? So the sentence structurally right, but semantically wrong. So if you take the meaning of this sentence, it's totally wrong. And the correct expression would be fish is swimming or bird is flying. That's how grammar helps you think logically and clearly. Finally, grammar helps you communicate your ideas effectively. It helps you avoid perceptible mistakes. It also helps you avoid making your English sound strange to the native speaker. The teaching of English nowadays is very challenging to both teacher or students. It can be seen from the process of learning English, where the students learn English started from junior high school until senior high school, even at university. However, some students fail in understanding grammar comprehensively, since their experience about grammar is all about a collection of patterns or formulas. The teaching of grammar in the form of patterns or formulas seems to, mechanical. The students, moreover, sometimes feel bored since there are too many patterns that they have to memorize. Besides, the grammar patterns which are explained to students sometimes make them, confused. It's obviously different from the principle of teaching and learning where students ideally feeling relaxed and enjoy learning. Then, as a teacher, what kind of materials that we can use in teaching grammar and how to make it fun? These will be answered by the next presenter, Arisha Febriani. To Arisha, time is yours.
Okay, I'm the second presenter, so I would like to continue our discussions, and the material is about how to teach grammar and make it fun for students. And here, there are some ways to teach grammar and make it fun for students. So, the first is teach simple rules. Here, we only teach simple rules and don't have many exceptions. And the second, avoid unimportant point, so do not spend too much time to grammar point which do not appear to be very useful or important, and just make the student aware of the special features. And third, teach grammar in context. So wherever possible, we teach grammar in context. And the fourth, use charts, tables, drawings, and so on. So when we presenting grammar, we try to use charts, tables, drawing, diagrams, maps, and really to aid understanding. And the fifth, practice as much as possible. Here, we give enough opportunity to practice. And the last one is not to frustrated on mistakes and errors. So here, we do not too frustrated by the students' mistakes and errors, which are inevitable in language learning. Okay, and next slide we discuss about grammar presentation methods. So there are a lot of methods of grammar presentation that a teacher can use depending on the class and the particular lesson plan and goals. And here there are two main methods of grammar presentations. The first is deductive method and the second is inductive method. First, we talk about deductive method. The deductive method of teaching grammar is an approach that focuses on instructions before practice. Here, a teacher gives students an in-depth explanations or grammatical concepts before they encounter the same grammatical concept in their own writing. And after the lesson, students are expected to practice what has just been shown mechanically and through worksheets and exercise. And the advantage of the method is that applicable under conditions of lack of time, because it saves time and is good for conscious motivate students. And next, the second one is inductive method. So, inductive method of teaching grammar involves presenting several examples that illustrate a specific concept and accepting students to notice how the concept works. And no explanations of the concept is given beforehand. And the exceptions is that students learn to recognize the rules of grammar in a more natural way during their own reading and writing. And the advantage of the method is that the learner sees how the language works and how the particular grammar construction is used. Thus, it's simpler to remember and apply it. However, this method may not work with overzealous students who are unable to deduce and speculate, who need to read the rules and only then practice. Okay, next material we will discuss about grammar practice, and this will be discussed by Anissa Indah Parawangsa. To Anissa, time is yours.
Okay, I would like to continue the next material. It talks about grammar practice.
So grammar practice is usually divided into, first, mechanical practice. It involves activities that are aimed at firm accuracy, and by doing a mechanical practice, the students pay repeated attention to a key element in a structure. The substitution and transformation drills are most frequently used in mechanical practice. So here are the example of transformation to us of students are changing a statement into a question, an active sentence into a passive one, or direct speech into a reported speech. Here are the example. Then the substitution drill, the teacher substitutes one or more keywords or change the prompt and the learners say the new structure. Here are the example. And then the second is meaningful practice. In meaningful practice, the focus is on the production, comprehension, or exchange of meaning through the students. Keep an eye on the way newly learned structures are used in the process. Meaningful practice usually comes after the mechanical practice. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you very much, and Dafa will continue the next material.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dafa Segala Meriska. I'm from Group 1, and I want to explain about the writer of materials for the teaching and learning of grammar. Has a number of consideration to take into account. Okay, this is include. Okay, A, the age and level of the teacher who will be using the materials, and B, the extent to which any adopted methodology meets and expectation of teachers, learners, the educational cultures within which the learners and teacher works. And C, the extent to which any context and context which are employed in order to present the grammar areas will be interest to learners. And D, the nature of the grammatical areas to be dealt with in terms of their form, their inherent meaning implication, if any, and how they are used in normally occurring spoken and or written discourse. And A, the extent to which any language offered to the learners for them to examine the grammar use present realistic use of the language containing the target grammar will result in meaningful utterance and ones which bear at least some resemblance to utterance which the learners would be likely to want to produce in their own non-classroom discourse. And if any difficulties that learners can be expected to encounter when learning these areas of a grammar, especially with regard to any similarities of difference in form, function, and form or function, relationships between the target language and their mother tongue. So I think it's enough from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.